If you had 8 arms, what would you do with the extra ones?
Hey! I would just show them off and call myself the Spider Lady.
Good answer, Mom.
Good night.
I love you, Mom.
David?
I'm back reviewing this time Ivan Kavanagh's Son. I've got a whole collection of Shudder release exclusives. I've luckily been given the physical media treatment, and I just got this one on a whim because it was Shudder. I like their releases. And then I watched the trailer on another of Shudder's Blu-ray releases, and it was for Son, and I'm like, I need to put that on. That looks amazing. The story is about a character called Laura, played by Andi Matichak, and she starts out in the movie escaping a cult. 8 years elapses and the cult makes itself known. Her son, played by Luke Blum, I can't say played, terrible child actor. I hate child actors. I like child actors that are playing younger than they actually are, because it's just, I'll get into that soon enough. And things come about that her son has this undiagnosed, unknown illness, and there's only something untoward is going on to make him heal. But as things come about, it turns out that, I don't really want to say this because it feels like a spoiler, because I didn't know that it was going to go down this avenue. I just thought it was a movie about who has a child and she starts going on a run because she thinks a cult is back after her, but it turns out there's a lot more going on. That supernatural element. The overhanging question is Laura delusional? Is Laura not a victim of a cult, but what she's been told is a paedophile ring, and the child she gave birth to is David, the spawn of her actual father. Basically showing what a mother will do to keep her son safe and protect her son. I haven't really explained it that well. So much potential, a nice concept, probably not a new concept. It's there. The notion, that overhanging question of the type of thing that writers and directors and filmmakers do, is it all in her mind? They like to sow the seeds of this doubt in you, so you question what's going on around it. And it did kind of get me, even to the end, with the great big twist. I was like, oh, maybe she was just crazy. But it's about what a mother will do for a son, from an idea that Ivan Kavanagh got once. This really upbeat Irish fellow had his first child, and it's quite a difficult one, and he witnessed the bond between his child and his wife, and this real all-powerful connection that mother and child have. And he said, how far would a mother go to protect her child? And it is a question that's dealt with. Greatest issue is Andy doesn't look old enough to be a mother, even in that sense of the way she performs it to begin with. As a young mum, she's more of a sister, the way she's engaging with her co-star, Luke Blum, who isn't a good child actor. When he wants to do that weird, alien, creepy, disconnected, I don't feel well, mommy, and when he's in pain, yeah, he's alright, but child actors, oh. I want a movie that's solely based upon the relationship between mother and child. Get a good child actor, not a child actor that's lifeless, without character, without something for you to give a damn. And also the first 10 minutes is so cliche, it's almost from the book of 101, What to Write to establish a young mum's love for her child. I love you, mummy.
I love you, Mom.
Oh, I love you too, baby. I love you, mummy. It's like this monotonous dross. But it does start to extend and attenuate. It's almost as if the actress Andi herself felt more in tune and more comfortable. As a young father myself, you can have kids at the age of 17 and 18, and in 8 years, they tell us later, you're still a child, pretty much. like I'm 27 and I've got a near 10-year-old son, and I still look at myself as a child, to be honest. So it's that strange dichotomy of she's still a child, but in the first 15 minutes it's like, you're playing it like big sister, which some parents do. Me personally, I didn't. But it's really hard to look at this woman who's not actually a mother in real life yet. And I struggled with it. It wasn't played like mother and son relationship. But later on in the film, she does a lot of heavy lifting. And I was purely engaged because of her performance. She sold it. It's beautifully shot. The score is sensational. The sound design. Emil Hirsch wasted in another small bit part role where he plays a cop. But, you know, it's good to see him because you give that small role to someone else, it would be much lesser. So it was nice to see Emile Hirsch back, but it's not predictable because I didn't predict the end. I didn't predict the initial spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. The child has to consume flesh. The child is the devil's son. I did not see that coming, so that was quite fresh and quite unanticipated. Because the trailer pictures it as this woman. Is she mad, or is she falling into psychosis, or is the past coming out of the woodwork to catch up with her and ruin this perfect existence for the last 8 years that she's tried to manage to keep grounded? Sometimes it's like you have to withhold disbelief, but I'm sitting here and I'm going, so you've been in this cult for so many years, then how have you just gotten a good job as a teacher? And then this question of her being in a state mental hospital, what, before the child or after the child? How could she get, there's social services put in place. I know social services are pretty shit in America and the world over, but they're not that shit to give a child back to a woman who's just been freed from a mental health hospital. It's a little bit plot holes, but it's a good watch. Is it a recommended watch? Usually 3 stars is a recommended watch, which I give this film. Don't rush to it. The soundscape is gorgeous, the cinematography, the gore. I like this super serious, sincere tonality as well. There's no quirk, there's no camp, there's no kitsch, there's no pop, punk, funky, teen angst type aesthetic going on. I like the whole broad canvas of Shudder releases and the different artists and filmmakers that they believe in. Give a chance to get the films out on a wide platform. So 3 stars for some. It's not sensational, but it has enough in there for you to go, oh, I'll give that a go. If you're really bored and there's nothing else to watch but that film, watch it. There's much worse out there.